everybody, and welcome to the Wealthy LaLa Show with myself, Laurie Laursen. How are you guys doing today on this fine Friday? Today's just going to be a bunch of random stuff. I was just kind of like, life has been so interesting. Well, I mean, I always find it interesting. It's just whether some days I enjoy the interesting or not, because if I'm um, in a period of trying to not necessarily, well, figure something out, work through something, and it's more challenging, it's on the challenging end, then I may not be enjoying what I think life is in that moment. But then when it's on, the fun, playful, whatever, well, then I'm totally in. You know what I'm saying? So, so I wanted to actually, believe it or not, I was going to read you guys a joke because I like jokes. Do you know when I was a teenager, I was known for being the person who was the joke teller. And some of the jokes I won't share on here, a couple that I remember in particular, just because it may not be as clean as my ratings would be good for. So I found one that I thought was pretty funny. Apparently, someone Googled the world's funniest joke, and this is the one that popped up. So not sure if I'd rate it quite that high, but I still think it's pretty good. So Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson were going camping. They pitched their tent under the stars and went to sleep. Sometime in the middle of the night, Holmes woke Watson up and said, "Watson, look up at the sky and tell me what you see." Watson replied, "I see millions and millions of stars." Holmes said, "Well, and what do you deduce from that?" Watson replied, "Well, if there are millions of stars, and even if a few of those have planets, it's quite likely that there are some planets like Earth out there. And if there are a few planets like Earth out there, there might also be life." And Holmes says, "Watson, you idiot. It means that someone stole our tent." God. Okay, you guys. So we keep that laughter going for like 68 or 69 seconds. What do you think? Oh boy. I could find another one here. Just hold on a second. Let me just look for another one and see what comes up. Well, like I said, today was just gonna, while I'm waiting for my computer to get to a new page, because I am fortunate enough to be on satellite internet, which is not as fast as like your plug-in high-speed internet, unfortunately. So, so sometimes I have to wait a little bit. Sometimes even just simply tying together these shows, I have to go off my data off my phone because my internet isn't fast enough. So boy, I tell you, I've got some big asks there. Okay. Knock, knock. Who's there? Gladys. Gladys who? Glad it's the weekend. Okay, that wasn't. Yeah, I'm not sure. Is that going to keep our 68 seconds up? Oh. How about knock, knock? Who's there? Needle who? Need a little help getting the door. Knock, knock. Who's there? Canoe who? Can you open the door? Oh, God. Knock, knock. Who's there? Robin who? Robin you, hand over your cash. God. Oh my God. Oh. Knock, knock. Who's there? Broken pencil who? Forget it. This joke is pointless. Okay. I'm not sure if that managed to keep us on our 68 seconds there, folks, or not, but I didn't write the jokes. I just read them. Oh boy. Anyways, so off to, like, I'm totally gonna squirrel and go to a completely different subject now. I've talked to you guys before how I love looking at oracle cards. You know, some people call them angel cards, energy oracle cards, daily mantra decks, daily mantra decks, mantra. You know, I have fun. So this morning I could tell, now I don't know if you guys do this or not, but you know how something just pops for you? So when I say that something pops for me, it means that, you know, I kind of look at something and it just sort of lights up. But it's an energy thing though, right? You know, it's not like I really saw like this flashlight, okay? But it was like something popped. It's like something in my awareness and my intuition said, hey, look at me. So this one deck of cards, Work Your Light Oracle Cards Guidebook, kind of talked to me, popped, said hello, pick me, pick one of me. So I did. So I actually grabbed the book, and it was really interesting because I'm not sure how many cards are in this book. I'm going to say 40, like 40 something. You usually have 40 to 50 something cards in these books. These are called Work Your Light Oracle Cards Guidebook by Rebecca Campbell, artwork by Danielle Noel. Anyways, so I opened up the book, and the book, it gave me to the card Leap. And I thought, well, that's really cool. So I go and I pick up all the cards. Like I said, there's about 40 something. And I shuffled all the cards, and would you believe that the card that I actually picked was Leap? So let's see what this card has to say to us, people. You go first. The universe will catch you. Life bends for the courageous. The universe wants to support you, but first you need to leap, to throw your life up in the air. Perhaps you know what you're being called to leap towards or away from, but are scared to make the move. Or maybe perhaps you're waiting for a big fat sign or an instruction manual or permission to do so first. If this is you, then this card is your sign and permission slip to take a deep breath and leap into the unknown. It's scary to let go of all that we know in hope for something new, and it's normal to feel anxious at the thought of letting go of what we know for sure. But this is the unavoidable process of rising, and right now, this is how you're being called to live. Nature is constantly showing us how to live with courage. Fall comes every year and encourages the trees to loosen their grip, to allow once was so full of life to fall away, leaf by leaf. For a moment, it feels like nothing will grow again. The branches are left bare without the comfort of what once was. But in the morn of spring, new shoots begin to appear, and something new is born that is even more glorious than before. So the action says, you go first, take a good run up and leap. How does it get any better? So I have these workshops coming up, and I am doing 3 workshops for a professional development day for support staff at a school. I have found out that for my one workshop, the meditation workshop, there's at least 28 people that have already signed up. I'm also doing a workshop on EFT, Emotional Freedom Technique. And my 3rd workshop is going to be on trusting yourself. So just tools on how to trust yourself, the importance of trusting yourself, and that. And I'm really super excited about that. And I get that this leap is really that. Yeah, I just get it really is. It's the leap of me really truly being me with these workshops, just really stepping out and being the funny, goofy me, vulnerable, warm, kind, a bit irreverent at times, being all of that and just showing up and leaping and being me. So I'm really excited about what these are going to create, and I'll have to tell you guys in future shows how it ends up being. Now it's funny, I just opened up the book I just opened up the book to another page, not necessarily intending anything. And it says yes, just say yes. And it probably has yes written on here 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Oh gosh, probably about 300 times. Don't overthink it, just say yes. And so, yes, I'm going to show up as me. You know, and as I was researching some stuff for the Trusting You workshop, what I was really grateful for was different information that I came across. So I do want to talk in this workshop about the light and heavy that I've talked about previously in my other shows. But what I really found interesting that read for me, like it was something that, you know, spoke to me, was in with trusting yourself. One of the things, or some of the things that help create this greater, or just, I'll just tell you about it. Okay. So cultivating a sense of trusting yourself has 3 basic components. Now, this was something that I found on Google. Okay. And this read for me. So the first one is feel safe, like feeling safe. Do you feel safe enough to be yourself? And not the, like there can be the physical abuse side of things that can create you not trusting yourself, but really that, like, are you concerned? Oh, whatever this is doing, yawn, 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 clear energy. Okay. Do you feel safe to trust yourself, or do you require acknowledgement, a validation from an outside source? Can you actually go within? And so do you feel safe from things like shame, humiliation, embarrassment, and are other people like doubting you or projecting things at you? And knowing that this safeness, this that we desire to create, is actually something that's got to come from within. And what I've discovered for myself is I did not feel safe to be myself. I was concerned about being humiliated or embarrassed or, you know, put down. And that the only way that I can truly change that and create this space in my world is to have that inner space within myself, like to create that space within myself to have the trust. Okay. Number 2, the 3 basic components is having self-awareness. So deeply knowing and connection with oneself, knowing what you want, knowing who you are, knowing what's fun for you, knowing what your values are, knowing what lights you up, knowing what things aren't okay. And when you have a sense of that, really having a sense of yourself, how much more will you then have a sense of trust in yourself and whatever you choose? Because, you know, let's just say you're going for a Reiki session and you've got all these people around you. They're like, hey, you're crazy lady. What are you doing that goofy energy work stuff? And yet you have the awareness and trust and sense of yourself that you're like, no, there's something to this. This actually really works for me. And I know that my body would really like me to have this. So then you go. And you could be the one person in the world that knows, in your world, that knows that this is something that's going to contribute to you, and allowing yourself to actually have that. So that actually brings us to the third thing of the basic components of cultivating a sense and trusting yourself is the belief and reinforcement in yourself. Yeah, this subject must have a really lot. I'm really curious when I do this speaking engagement, how much I'm going to yawn in front of the other people, you know, as I'm speaking and the energy is moving and shifting and stuff like that. But really, like, allowing yourself to reinforce that you know what you know, and allowing yourself to have that faith in yourself that you are the only one that you know. Like, as we're raised, we're so often told and taught that we have to give our authority up to other people. So we, over time, and this totally depends on a person, like you could give up 99% of yourself and the other person will be like, I only gave up 1% of myself. And most of us might be somewhere in the middle. And for those of us that have lost that had lost that sense of, you know, trust in ourselves, It's really asking for something different and allowing ourselves, what would it be like to have such a belief in myself, reinforce in myself, and really pay attention and notice the thoughts that you think about yourself. If you think you're dumb or you think you're stupid, it's like, you know what? I'm actually not going to think that about myself anymore. I'm inviting myself to a completely new, different possibility. And once again, people, we are at the 15 minutes already. And I wonder sometimes if I can talk enough about a subject. And before you know it, it is just whisked right past me. How does it get any better? How did I get so lucky? I have the gift of the gab. And thanks for listening. So, feeling safe, allowing yourself to create a safe environment for yourself, having self-awareness, knowing what's true for you and what you want, and then believing in yourself and reinforcing that within your world. I adore you guys. Thanks for listening. Big hugs. And I'm excited to share how my workshops go. We'll talk to you again soon. Have a fabulous, fabulous day, evening, weekend, life. Hugs.